So introduce yourself.
I'm Stella Assange, Julian Assange's wife.
Okay, and tell us what brings you down here today, because I saw your speech and you said things are getting very difficult now. Can you tell us exactly how difficult and why you're here?
Well, Julian is facing extradition to the United States for being a journalist, for publishing about war crimes in Iraq and Afghanistan, and the British courts have gone along with it. And so the news we had a couple of weeks ago was that the High Court would not allow him to have a full appeal and that they're going to extradite him anyway. So there's one last chance to appeal that decision with a different panel of judges in an open court. But ultimately, there's just one barrier to Julian's extradition at this point, and because it's a political case, people need to rally behind Julian and fight for him, save him, basically, because this case is an abuse of the legal process in order to persecute and hound a journalist because of what he published. And that's simply not tolerable in an open democratic society, and people need to speak out.
Can you tell us exactly what he's being accused of? Because it seems to be quite a grey area.
It's not grey. He received information about war crimes and torture, and then he published it. And as a journalist or as a citizen, if you receive information of a grave crime, you have an obligation to report it, and that's what he did. He reported crimes committed by the United States, and the United States says that that information was a secret. Of course it was a secret because they were covering it up. So he is being prosecuted for reporting crimes that they were covering up.
Now, a lot of people are concerned about his extradition. Can you tell us how that's going, and do you think it's likely you'll be able to stop it, and what are your plans on what you're going to do, sort of like to try and stop it?
It's essential to understand this is a political case, that all the assumptions you have about a legal case, a criminal case, don't apply. So basically, there's a whole machinery around criminal prosecution, which presumes that the person you're going after has committed a crime. In this case, he hasn't committed a crime, he committed journalism, and they're defining journalism as a crime. So they've set the machinery onto him, and he needs to have all the public support that he can. And really, the attack on Julian is an attack on our free speech, on our right to know, and it also sets a precedent for the rest of the press here. He's being accused under the Espionage Act. That's a political offense. It's prohibited by the treaty. It's like it's legally outrageous, but it's also politically outrageous, and it's politically outrageous because it makes speaking the truth a crime, receiving the truth a crime, and reporting on crimes committed by a foreign power something that will land you in prison.
They're changing the freedom of speech laws all the time. So do you think that's going to make things worse, how they're changing them now? Do you think it's going to make things even worse for Julian?
Well, there's a general trend towards more censorship at every level, and the case against Julian is just the most overt and egregious case against a journalist. He's not a U.S. citizen. He's in the UK. They're just applying their laws extraterritorially. But then, you see it everywhere, where Twitter files reveal that the FBI and other security agencies are writing to social media companies telling them to censor regular citizens because what they say is uncomfortable. So that's a general trend. We've just gone into a downward trajectory, and we need to regain our rights.
Right, thank you.
I have to go.
Thank you so much, Stella.